Hello, I wanted to show you how to start on IXL. It's sixth grade, tab is S3, convert fractions to percents using grid models. So this particular question says shade 7/10 of the grid. So that means every 7 out of 10 squares is shaded in. You can do that with your clicker. You can drag from your computer. I can't, so I'm going to manually shade them in. So the grid itself has 100 squares. It's a 10 by 10. So if I have to shade in 7, I'll go to the top row and shade in 7. So that's 7. But you have to do the whole grid. So you have to do 7 from each row from the whole grid. So I'm going to the last one. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm shading 7 out of each 10 in a row. So how much did I shade altogether? 7 plus 7 plus 7. I can just add up all these 7s that I shaded in, and there's 10 of them because there's 10 rows. So 7 times 10 is 70. So I shaded in 70 out of 100. So 70 out of 100 total squares is 70%. The word percent means out of 100 always. So what percent is equivalent or the same to 7 out of 10? It's 70% because that's the total squares you shaded in out of 100. And submit. So the next one I wanted to show is says shade 1/10 of the grid. So you can only need to do one. Now rows and columns are the same. They have 10 squares. So you could shade it down or over. You could probably even shade it across. If it's 10, so 1 out of 10 means you're shading 1 out of each row. So 1 out of these 10, right? And you do that for each. So I'm going to go down. You could also go this way. 1 out of each 10. When you do it, you have to drag, click and drag, and it'll shade it in. So 1 out of each 10. That means how much did I shade in out of the 100? Now I'm looking at the big picture. I'm looking at the big square. I shaded in one column, which is 10. So it's 10 that I shaded in all together, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of the whole picture is out of 100. So 10 out of 100 is 10%. So 10% of the whole picture is shaded in. And that would be the answer. So this was sixth grade S3, convert fractions to percents using grid models. And the next one is, I want to show you one more. It's third grade, IXL, W1, find equivalent fraction using area models, 2 models. So we have 2 circles. Each circle means one whole. One whole means it's out of 1. If you look at it as percent, which in this case, they're not talking about percent, that would make it 100%. The whole thing is always 100 or a 1. Yeah, so think of this as the whole. You got half of it shaded in. Use the models to complete the equivalent or same fraction sentence. The fraction sentence is this one down here. So you have to put something into these squares, a number. The colored pieces in each model show parts of the whole, parts of the whole. So look at the first round model here. Think of it as a pizza. It has how many slices? If you count the slices, start somewhere where you can remember where you started. Otherwise, you might count the same one twice or not enough. So I'm going to start here on this like a clock, right? So I'm starting at 12 o'clock up the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slices. That's this number 8. That's the parts. And how many of those are shaded in? There's 4 of them shaded in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out of 8 slices is the same as, this is an equal sign, that's equivalent, same as, same. Now we're looking at the same picture. It's the same pizza, the same size, everything, but how much is shaded in now? We got 2 parts, 1, 2, that's always your denominator. But how many are shaded in? 1 of them. So these are your equivalent fractions. So in other words, 4 out of 8 is the same as 1 out of 2. So those are equivalent fractions. If you do this without the model, you need to learn that there's a proportional relationship. If you look at 4 and 1 and 8 and 2, what do you see? 1 goes into 4 4 times and 2 goes into 8 4 times. Yeah, or you can think of it backwards. 4 divided by 4 is 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that's the proportional relationship. Let's try one more. Use the models. This is again 3rd grade W1. Use the models to complete the equivalent or same fraction sentence right down here. Okay, that's your fraction sentence. The colored pieces in each model show parts of the whole. The whole is our whole circle. The parts are shaded in. You got 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 3 of those parts colored in. So I'm looking at my first fractions. I got the parts that are colored in on top. So I'm already looking, the parts are always on top of my fraction and the whole or total parts are on the bottom. So there's 4 in all, and 3 of them are shaded in. Okay, on the other one, it's already telling us we got 8 parts. Let's count them. Start on the top. Remember where you start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The whole is on the bottom. There's 8 parts, makes up the whole. The top number is the part that's shaded in. There are 6 of them shaded in. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your top number. So our sentence is true because 3 out of 4 is the same as 6 out of 8 because there is a proportional relationship. Look at 3 and 6 and 4 and 8. If you look across, yeah, 6 is double as 3, or 3 is half of 6. 4 is half of 8. Or 6 is twice 3, 8 is twice 4. There's a proportional relationship that makes these sentences true. So 4 would be your submit. Okay, good luck to you. That's 2 examples from each. We're going to do the whole thing.